Gauche the Cellist. Now that's an underrated gem right here. This anime gained a lot of love when it first came out, but throughout the years I noticed that it's getting less attention than it deserves. My dad bought the Laserdisc and we watched it together on my 6th birthday, and I'll never forget that day. And because of my dad, now I have this tradition of showing this anime to the younger kids in my family, and my nieces and nephews are in love with it. Goshu the Cellist is an anime film released in 1982 based on the short story by Kenji Miyazawa, and it was directed by the co-founder of Studio Ghibli, the amazing, the legend Isao Takahata, who directed a lot of Ghibli films like Grave of the Fireflies, Only Yesterday, and The Tale of Princess Kaguya. But I fell in love with him because of his pre-Ghibli works that were a huge part of my childhood, like Panda Kopanda, the amazingly funny The Jarankoche film, the classic anime Future Boy Conan, and few of my favorite World Masterpiece Theater titles, Heidi Girl of the Alps and 3000 Leagues in Search of Mother. So, he directed Gauche the Cellist before Studio Ghibli was established, and it has all the elements of a Ghibli film, making it in the same vein as Valley of the Wind, that they are both not Ghibli films technically, but they are when it comes to everything else. And I wish today this movie would get as much love as Valley of the Wind. The team who worked on this obviously love and understand Miyazawa's work because the adaptation is great. And the movie is an hour long, and it took the team 6 years to finish it. And the results? A timeless classic. The story is about a below-average cellist named Gauche who is struggling to keep up with his orchestra team during practice. And one day, in his tiny home, he meets up with several talking animals, and they ask him to give them music lessons and helping them with their personal issues. But little does he know that the person who is actually taking the lessons is him. The story is simple and charming. It spans a small period of time, 4 nights to be exact, and each night he encounters an animal, which feels like it is a 4 delightful short films. And each night, Gauche develops as a character. He first starts off as a hard-headed know-it-all. He lacks tolerance, he's very stiff. Then you see the change in him. He slowly becomes more tolerant, patient, relaxed, and seeing the faults of his music. As for the talking animals, they don't explain why they can talk, they just do. Or maybe it's all in Gauche's head, who knows. It's the main message of the story that matters. And what is it? The importance of nature. Nature plays a major role. The animals Gauche encounters represents nature, obviously, and as a musician, he must become one with nature. At first, he was so focused on the man-made things around him, like he must close the windows when he plays the cello, and he makes fun of the animals who can talk to him, mainly underestimating them and what they represent. But like I said, after each encounter with an animal, he becomes a better cellist and a person. The main character Gauche is a realistic character at heart. He's just a person who wants to be a good musician, but at the same time, he has many flaws like all of us. He thinks he's not bad at first, and then this new self-discovery as a musician makes him go through a drastic change, which makes him a very lovable character. And as for the animals, all of them are funny, cute, witty, and have their own type of wisdom. And the Tanuki is my favorite out of the 4. 6 years in the making, and it shows. The amount of detail in the setting is amazing. Everything looks like a painting more than a drawing, and the Blu-ray made everything look way better. The outdoors look so colorful, filled with endless details, while the inside of Gauche's house and the music school looks so empty and lacks color, which shows the difference between the man-made and nature. As for the character designs, is the type that is lost today. I love this type of character design. It's so relaxing and reminds me of simpler times, like the early days of Ghibli. They have the feeling of simplicity, in a good way. The characters look like normal people because they are normal people. Animation is obviously wonderful, and it is what you expect from Isao Takahata, even though there aren't many scenes that show the amazing animation because nothing really happens in the movie that requires, a lot of movements. But when things happen, it's really beautiful, especially during the animal scenes and the cello scenes. Apparently, the key animator for the movie took cello lessons to make the finger animations look accurate. Now that's what you call dedication. Classical music is used for obvious reasons, and it's so soothing, especially Beethoven's Sixth Symphony. But what I like the most is that during the 4 lessons with the animals, the only music that was used is when Gauche plays the cello. There isn't any background music that plays during those scenes, and I thought it was a genius move. It makes me focus on his performance, so when he just talks with the animals getting ready to play, there isn't a soundtrack, as if I'm the audience he's trying to impress, and I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for him to play. You mainly just hear the animals and the birds outside, and it fits very well with the theme of this anime, and it made me focus on the scenes just like how Gauche is focused with playing his cello. Goshu the Cellist is a feel-good movie at heart. The metamorphosis Gauche goes through is so sweet and innocent. It's an anime that will make children laugh and learn and make adults think. And that's a good sign for a good children's story. And the best compliment I can give this anime is just 2 lines from William Wordsworth's poem, The Tables Turned. It sums up the entire story. Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher.